Hi, everyone. Welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. What's on the news tonight? It's a sad, sad day in the gaming world. Game Informer has been shut down after 33 years. GameStop reportedly told them in a meeting on Friday that it was closing immediately and they were all laid off. So Game Informer has announced it's shutting down after 33 years after GameStop reportedly told the publication is closing immediately. They're all laid off, and they would begin receiving severance terms. Game Informer's parent company, GameStop, not Game Informer's staff, took to Twitter to share the news, saying, after 33 thrilling years of bringing you the latest news, reviews, and insights from the ever-evolving world of gaming, it is with a heavy heart that we announce the closure of Game Informer. From the early days of pixelated adventures to today's immersive virtual realms, we've been honored to share this incredible journey with you and our loyal readers. The post continues, while our presses may stop, the passion we have for gaming that we've cultivated together will continue to live on. Thank you for being a part of our epic quest, and may your own gaming adventures never end. Kotaku has reported that Game Informer staff was brought into a meeting on Friday, August 2nd, with GameStop's VP of HR. In the meeting, they were told the publication was closing immediately, and they were all fired. That's pretty much... Thanks, everybody, for coming. Donuts are over there, and by the way, you're fired. Have a good day. Game Informer magazine content director Kyle Hillard took to Twitter to share more about the shocking news, revealing that the team was about 70% done with the next issue, and it was going to be a great cover. Game Informer video lead Alex Von Aken confirmed on Twitter that there are many members of staff who didn't even know what was happening. Game Informer was founded in August of 1991 when FuncoLand began publishing an in-house newsletter. GameStop took over Game Informer when it was purchased from FuncoLand in 2000 and has become the longest running video game magazine in the world. In 2011, Game Informer was actually the third largest magazine in the US with over 8 million copies in the wild. And if you go to the Game Informer website now, it's just the farewell goodbye letter, and that's it. Can't click on news, reviews, nothing. Just adios. Thanks for all the laughs and goodbye. And they just went back to paper publication. We just talked about that. I bought a subscription to that. Pat did too. There is I did receive an email, and I'm sure Pat did too, from GameStop that says if you can get prorated refund of that subscription. Yet there's an email address you have to email and request that. But yeah, this sucks. I love Game Informer. Game Informer, I've used for releases. The release schedule is probably the best. Well, it was on the internet. I love their articles. I love a lot of things about Game Informer, and GameStop pretty much said, we're losing money, so let's trim the fat out and get rid of Game Informer. So that way GameStop is probably next on the chopping block, because that company has not been doing so great for itself. I mean, they have ebbs and flows like everybody else, but as the markets and everything trend towards, I only go into GameStop when I need to. So, it is what it is nowadays, but this just really sucks. And we'll go around and see what everybody thinks. Pat, what do you think of Game Informer no longer being around?
It sucks twofold, right? One, because they just started back, was it May of this year? Something like that, April, May? Not very many. We didn't get very many issues. And
yeah, we got like 4 or 5 issues, I think.
Was it 4?
I think it was 4.
I don't even think it was that, was it? I think I only got 3.
Or maybe it's 3 issues.
But
I can't remember.
But yeah, so they just brought print back after silently killing it. They didn't really tell anybody they were killing it. They started doing digital only. And I've been a Pirate member for a while. And so they used to mail it to you, or when you would go in the store, they'd slip one in the bag, or whatever. And I love their website. I use their website for upcoming game releases all the time. Like, when we used to do planning for game reviews, we would use their website almost quite a bit and be like, okay, what's coming out in August? What's coming out in September? What's coming out in July, to try to keep up with it. Because there's a really good exhaustive list of what's coming out. It wasn't just AAA titles. It was like a little podunk indie developers putting this out, coming out of early access, or they're releasing their game. So they did a few things quite well. And I when I used to work in the office, I always had a pile of Game Informers in my office, because I'd get one and I'd read it and I'd take it to work and let my guys read it. My team members come in and they come in my office and they just read the magazine or whatever, to see what was in the latest. And now, now it's just one of those things where it's gone the other way of print media, right? It's gone. They don't print media in anything anymore. Heck, video games don't even come with manuals anymore when you buy them. So everybody's getting rid of print media. And what really is interesting is that they killed off the print media plus the digital side of it. Right now, I'll be the first to admit that when they were sending out their digital subscription, I never read a damn digital one. I don't want to sit on my computer and read through a digital magazine. Just not something. I'm going to specifically search for the article or the subject that I want to read, and I'll go do that instead of having to read through that. Now, when the physical magazine, I'd sit down and just thumb through it and be like, okay, I'm going to read that article. That's cool. Something I don't do when I'm on the internet. I don't just scroll through like articles and just for the fun of it. I'm like usually looking for something particular or specific. So that's kind of a bummer, right? Game Informer has been around, and I've been subscribed to Game Informer for a very long time. I did Power Up Rewards, and it was part of that. You always got to get a subscription to Game Informer with being a Power Up Rewards member from GameStop, right? Ever since they've owned them, you used to get that, right? But before that, they still had I don't know. I will miss it because it's something nice to just have. But I didn't know they were the longest running game magazine. So you're not going to get anything printed anymore, really. And the digital media has killed that stuff off. And I never thought it would come back to physical print media. Maybe they were charging too less for it. Maybe it didn't do as well as they thought it was going to do, right? Because I think it was less than $2 an issue if you subscribe for the year. So that's a little rough when you consider when you go to the magazine rack at any place that still has physical magazines, they're like $9 to $20. I mean, even comic books are kind of expensive, and they're kind of thin compared to like one of these magazines. So, they were probably underselling it. How the heck were they even paying for shipping costs at less than $2 an issue, right? So I don't know. I feel bad that they're gone. And what I'm really going to miss is their website of upcoming games. And I've got to find a better place for upcoming game tracking. Most of them out there are incomplete that's why I started migrating towards Game Informer for that stuff, because their list was more complete of upcoming releases. And they were usually pretty quick on the draw too. When something pushed, they were like, blink, it moved, you're like, I thought that game was coming out next week. And you get on their site and you're like, oh, it moved out. They just announced today and the game already pushed on their site. So I'm going to miss that because now I'm going to have to like piece together upcoming games from like 3 or 4 different sites. That's probably what I'm going to miss the most, but I am going to miss getting that in the mail. I missed it when it went away the first time. And then when it came back, I was like, woohoo. And now it's gone again. So we didn't even get a full year. And from what I understand, reading the article, they were 3/4 of the way done with the current edition. And I'm like, wow. And just to kill the website, I mean, all the ad revenue they could have got on the website by leaving the website up. And it's just, I don't know, man. I wonder how many people lost their jobs, and I hope they're getting a really good stipend is all I can say. Hopefully they're taking care of everybody and they're taking care of them well. Because GameStop stock is doing really well because of the supporters, because of all the freaking GameStonk and all that stuff out there, and tweeting about them and getting people to buy more of their stock, and the people trying to short sell it and not getting what they wanted because, everybody stepped in to kind of save the stock. I don't know, man. It's sad. It's very sad. I want it back, but it's not going to happen. It's finally dead. No more game magazines. I mean, remember back in the day, we used to get Power Up and all these other magazines, and now we don't get anything like that. Nothing cool anymore to look forward to in the mail once a month, I need to go back and get me a Highlights magazine subscription or something to fill the void. Shane, what about you, man? How do you feel about Game Informer shutting down their print and their digital media?
I have spent many a toilet time reading through Game Informer. I mean, that's not even a joke. I mean, it was basically my go-to magazine for the bathroom time. I'd be excited. All right, got my new magazine. Yeah, I'm gonna drink me some Epicat, go in the bathroom, and just enjoy my day. It was one of those magazines like you guys are talking. That was the magazine itself was so well done. And yeah, Pat was right. When it came to the website was fantastic. And their release calendars were always just up to snuff. But the magazine itself was just, it's an ingrained part of my gamer's life. I mean, you had Nintendo Power, OXM when it came out, it was really solid because it had great demos. Was a PlayStation Monthly or whatever that was called. I can't remember. But none of them ever competed with Game Informer. They really didn't. You'd get so excited for Game and Farcer that come out every April, and you just don't get that. And it's heartbreaking. I mean, me and Nick met because he was reading, and I'm pretty positive it was a Game Informer magazine. 20 years ago. That's that brought us together in conversation, and we've known each other ever since. You don't get that on a goddamn website. You can't be on reading a website and run into somebody. I mean, you can, but it's a special website.
Or you're driving.
So you're driving. Why did you hit me? I was reading this thing online. Me too. But it's heartbreaking. And, I'm not a people person, but I am pro people, and I'm with Pat. I hope they get a good stipend. I hope they get taken care of. These employees, especially, those that have been there for a long time. I don't know how the company was ran when GameStop bought it. I know nothing of that. I'm just going to stick to the personal level of I hope they're taken care of. Game Informer was just, it was such a great magazine, great covers. You knew it was going to be a good issue every time because of what they had on their covers. They were very detailed. You had your main game. You had, and we talk about this. We talk about that. We talk to this person. Always solid issues. I did not re-get the paper subscription. And it's probably my fault they closed now because of that. But that's just because I can't keep up with all the goddamn subscriptions I got. I just can't, man. I can't. I have too many. And I'm tired of subscription services. But this is one I would rather have had over pretty much any of them I got right now. So it is heartbreaking. I mean, Game Informer has been around 33 years. I've been playing well longer than that. And it sucks. So I'm not going to blame anybody at Game Informer. I'm going to blame GameStop because they can't run shit. That's just the way I see. It's the way I feel. But it sucks. We are pretty much, I think that's pretty much it for the paper side of gaming magazines now. And gaming websites are starting to run thin too. I mean, the full blown, media gaming sites. You have like IGN, but they're not my favorite anymore. I used to enjoy them, but they've gone kind of downhill. You got, a few other that I read, get into sometimes, but I think Game Informer was the most memorable one for me. I'm not going to sit and dog the others, but I don't think any of them kept up the magazines, probably even the website, as much as I liked Game Informer. So a lot of articles we have covered have been through Game Informer. But it's heartbreaking. My heart goes out to everybody there. And yeah, so, But really, really sucks.
I guess we're all going to have to move over to PC Gamer because I think it's probably about the only one that still does print and physical media these days. Man. And with the way that Microsoft's going and everybody's kind of leaning away from Microsoft, PC Gamer is going to be the way to go, right? Which everything Microsoft publishes being PC Gamer anyway, because they're not going to ever not publish something on PC.
Yeah, no, they've already jumped into that pool and they're not getting out. So, I mean, right now, not everything they publish goes to PC, but I think about 75% of it does now. Yeah. Look at their game library. A lot of your stuff doesn't show there. But I mean, a vast majority still does. So
I have to look at that because I didn't think there was a single thing they published that didn't come to PC.
Yeah, I think there's a few.
Like they don't have any console exclusives, like Xbox only exclusives. I thought
they did at first, but they might have gotten out of that. It's been a bit, honestly, since I've delved in. But either or, PC, PC Power, PC Gamer. I used to look at it when I was younger. I didn't have a computer, like you guys growing up. I just, it just wasn't a thing for me. But I would read the magazines because it would still talk about games. They would have those ones with games, and they would have a demo disc. And I would look at it and go, "Oh man, I could play this if I had a computer." Son of a bitch! But I just never did. And I don't. I think Nick, you built me my first real computer. Like, I had one for browsing the internet, just for porn. I mean, research. And that was pretty much it. And then, you pretty much built my good one, my first real one. So thank you, buddy. But yeah, Game Informer is going to be missed.
You ruined him.
You ruined me.
Ruined. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, Game Informer. It's not just Game Informer in general, but like all the, what really sucks? Getting old sucks. That's what it
does.
That really, that's what it comes down to.
I'm getting ready to hit 50. Fuck you. I know what getting old sucks means.
I'm just saying, like all the stuff that I remember as a kid, I had Game Pro and Nintendo Power and EGM, and I had PC Gamer magazine, which they still do PC Gamer magazine, but I had Game Informer. I had, I don't know what I had. OXM or whatever, the Xbox magazine. I also had
OXM, official Xbox Monthly,
and also had the PlayStation 1 PSX, was it, or something?
I think like PlayStation had a couple different magazines. There was like the PSX one, and I believe there was like a PS Monthly or something like that. But that could have been something in Mom's cabinet. I don't know.
But regardless, I had all those. And I mean, I just miss, now you can get all that information on the internet. I understand that, but it having the physical like magazine and being able to flip through and read the articles, it sucks. You go look at magazines today and unless you go to a bookstore, or if you go to Walmart, it's like a shelf. And, if you go to like Barnes and Noble or something like that, there are a lot more. But yeah, it just sucks seeing all this stuff that we remember as kids or younger just going away. But it is kind of the nature of technology and advancements and things and just how things go, right? It was the same for our parents and their parents and so on and so forth, right? When technology and times change and things change, they nostalgic for the stuff they had when they were younger and how things were, or this, that, or the other, certain things over others. And, you just got to roll with the times. So, but it's unfortunate. I'm surprised they didn't just leave the website going, right? And I'm wondering if they tried to sell Game Informer off at all, or if they just didn't even go about doing that and just closed it down, right? I don't know. They might try to sell it off and no one wanted to buy it, but
monumental task to try to sell physical print media company in this day and age.
True.
So. Yeah, just regular newspapers are not what they used to be. Our local Sunday paper here is only like an eighth of an inch thick anymore. It
used to be like a freaking phone book. Two phone books together. It used to be like that.
Yes, the paper boy. The paperboy used to have to drive an F-150 just to throw the damn things because they were so thick.
Well, like the Sunday paper, you know, I remember my dad would go every Sunday and get donuts or whatever and get a paper, and the paper, you know, you'd unfold it and there's like just huge, right? I think they still sell. Don't they still sell the Sunday paper?
They do.
It's
they
very
used to
slim down,
but it's like thinner now.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah. The sports page is like, you know, one article, Bob won.
It's just a brochure that falls out.
The coupons say go online. I mean, it's just it's nothing like it used to be.
You get the Sunday paper now; it's just a QR code.
Yeah,
it takes you online.
It just says wait till Monday.
Wait till. But yeah, I mean, like, and again, it's really comes down to times changing and advancements in technology, and things are just shifting to be different. But it still sucks. But you know, it is what it is, I guess. Anywho, so they will be missed, and you know, like these guys said, hopefully those that did work for Game Informer, you know, are getting a good stipend. They're getting taken care of after the fact. So, and hopefully they can move on to other things or start up their own independent one, maybe, or something. I don't know. But you guys got anything else you want to add to this?
No, I'm going to. I know I've got a couple old informers in here somewhere, and I'm going to read them and cry in a corner.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure, let us know down in the comments below what you guys think. You know, did you have print media back in the day? You know, what was your favorite? Was Game Informer? Did you have something else like GamePro or EGM or any of those? One thing I loved about GamePro is they always had a poster, and the posters were really freaking cool. So my room had tons of game posters in it. But, you know, none of that stuff happens anymore. But anyway, let us know down in the comments below what you all think. Other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Help us out. Do us a favor. You know, we just do this stuff for fun. We do this because we love video games. We love talking about it. And, you know, we always used to do this anyway. So why not put ourselves on camera and do it that way? Right? So let us know. Go ahead and, like I said, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with new videos that we do all the time. We'll see you next time.
See ya.